So hello guys, I wanted to show you the camera that I just recently purchased. This right here is my new camera I'm going to be using for video recording, and I hope to start photography. This right here is the Canon EOS Rebel T4i, not the T5i. The T5i is pretty much the same except for this doesn't go 360 degrees like the T5i can. That's the only thing different. This is the same exact camera in every aspect. So let me go and show you guys a few different things. So this right here actually has a CMOS sensor back there. That's just the mirror hanging out right now. The sensor is a CMOS 18 megapixel. It does have a built-in flash. It has quite a few different modes on it. A lot of them you probably won't use unless you're a very kind of into it person. You want everything precise. You have your little an ISO control on it. Like I said, the flash. The only few things is like the Canon logo is kind of imprinted on the T4i compared to the T5i. That's about it. It does have a hot shoe mount on top of it, so you can hook up, say, microphones. You can use hot or cold shoe microphones like this. This right here is the microphone I bought for it. $30 off of Amazon, and I think it's pretty good. It's not horrible, but it's not the absolute greatest. This camera has quite a few features to it. Definitely one of the things I like about it is just the fact that it has the little touch screen. The screen's touch capacitive or whatever. And you can move it around and all that different stuff, so you can go and have it like this. It's good for people who do like vlogging, different stuff like that. You can just fold it away. It's not very complicated to get used to it. The camera is very simple, actually. It's like as soon as you just boot it on, you can pretty much just do that. And you can like the menu, and it's easy. You can just go and use the touch screen to do stuff. Let me see. It does do an automatic sort of sensor cleaning, which kind of flicks off the dust. It does have the ability to do 1080p 30 fps, 1080p 24 fps, and 720p 60 fps, and it can do 640 by 480, I think is what the other resolution is, and that's at 30 fps, I believe. You're gonna have a pretty fast little memory card to be able to do it. The memory card I use is actually a SanDisk. This right here is one of the. Sorry about that. I had somebody come in my room while I was recording. So, this right here, you gotta have a pretty fast little memory card. This right here, the one that I'm using is a SanDisk. It's actually a micro SD. I had it for my old phone. It is a SanDisk Extreme Plus 64 gigabyte. So here's about one of the better ones you can get. I think it was only like $20 or so. And you just get like the little adapter with it if you still need it. 64 gigabytes is more than enough room. You have no trouble at all with memory. You're able to use, that's pretty much it. You can only use normal SD cards, standard sized. You can't use any large stuff or anything like that. Right here you have this. If I remember right, you're able to adjust the ISO using this. If you go into the manual mode, which is the M on there, if you go into the manual mode, then you can go and change the ISO and all that different stuff, and apertures and all that different stuff, all that fun stuff I don't really need to bother with. I don't really have intentions to bother with unless I have to. The interface, like I said, is very simple. It does have a zoom in and zoom out or whatever for the screen. Then it does have your different stuff on here. Like every other camera, it's got the little view button and delete. Most of you people probably would know for the most part what a camera's going to have on it. Some of the stuff that this camera has that a lot of other cameras don't really have would be the fact that it has the microphone. It's got a little mic jack on it, which is what this hooks into. The little cable on the end of it hooks into. Try not to make it full, but you can hook that in there. It's got a little connector Not really sure what that one's for. I'll have to look that up though. It does have a micro HDMI is what I believe that is. Micro, mini, HDMI, whatever that is. I don't use that, so who cares. You can actually, it has a AV/digital out, which is just like the normal fat sort of like USB or whatever you can use use it with, or USB 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Same difference. You can use that to like go and use monitors that are capable of using USB for video. Like USB Type-C, you can do that and all that different stuff. So I mean, you can kind of do that with this. It does help a lot to have a secondary little display, because this thing isn't, the display on this is not super huge. I mean, you're able to see some things, but not a whole lot. The screen is touch. It does have the info stuff, so you can go and when you go into your live view and that, it'll go and give you your different info and all that. So you can like click it, go and put on the different info. I got the body cap on, so I don't want to see much of anything. This does have the little eyepiece. The eyepiece is a bit hard to use. I had to kind of use that for a little while with the other one, because I did get a T4i, but the live view stuff, like when I go and click this little button on here, it'll go and close the top mirror or whatever and then pull it up, and I can go and view the live stuff on here. Like if I'm taking a picture or something like that, so I can see what it looks like right there. A lot easier than using the little eyepiece and all that. It does come with a nice little strap. The strap isn't horrible. It's pretty nice, especially with the camera. It's pretty decent sort of strap for it. It does have like the little detector, so it can detect how much of an ISO it needs and all that different stuff. You can go and pop up the flash, like it's motorized, so it just pops up, and it pretty much pops up like all the time. It's annoying. That's why I usually have it flash off, so it can't do that. This does have the ability to use autofocus. The lens has to support it, obviously, and it does have a stabilization module in it with the lens. You have your little flash button on the side, and right there is like another little ISO button, ISO hot button. What else would there be? Like I said, you got multiple different things on here. You've got like portrait, action, night, scenery, and all that stuff. All the different stuff you need, pretty much for the most part, for any camera. And just this little dial on top of it just kind of zooms in the eyepiece or whatever. That's about it for the camera just by itself. Let me grab my lens. I'll put this right here. Let me grab my lens. This right here is the EFS 18-55mm. This right here is the IS STM. The STM motor is a lot silent, a lot more quiet than the IS2 stuff. You don't hear the click, 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 and all that different stuff of it adjusting itself. It does have the 18-55. It's not super huge of an increase, but it's good enough for what I have to use it for right now, until I get a bit more money built up or whatever, and I can go and buy a nice lens that I can do close-ups and that with. It does have the autofocus and manual focus on there. You can just go and flip the switch, and you just zoom in, and you can use this secondary ring to go and focus it. You all should be able to know that. You just flip it on autofocus and it'll work. The autofocus is a bit janky sometimes. It doesn't always like to work, but usually it works fine for the most part. When you go to, oh yeah, the stabilizer button's right there. Turn it on and off. Stabilization is very good on this camera. The camera stabilization is amazing. You do have the lens itself, the adapter for it, pretty much. I got my finger on there a little, so let me clean that off real quick. Just double check that's clean. And just simply, you gotta go and pull off the body cap for the camera. Toss it off to the side. where the white is on this. Right there where the white is, you line up the white one there. And you're just going to turn it down, and then it's on. You can pretty much turn it on. And if I go and do that, you can see, you can see like me, all that other stuff. You have your video and such, This camera does do very good quality photos. I'll have to show you some of the different photos that it's able to take. So I did do a little photo shoot or whatever for my friends, because he wanted to get, he's into music and all that other stuff, so he goes and he wanted some pictures or whatever for like posters and different things like that for advertisement. Not having any trouble with that. This does take a Canon LPE8 battery. I suggest using the stock Canon battery unless you really don't have any money, because you could really screw up your camera if you don't have the 7.4 volt or whatever. This right here is 7.2, but it's able to take up to 7.4 volts. Sometimes you can go and fry your camera if you don't use the right batteries. Same thing with the they have a little plug-in adapter, whatever, so you can just go and have the cable run out of it, and you can pretty much have it plugged in to the wall, AC or whatever. The lens, 18 to 55, it's usually flat in between 25 and 35, 24 and 45, 35. I do have a UV protector on here. It's a Tiffin 58mm UV protector. This lens is 58mm. I do have the little flower sort of thing on it, so the sun doesn't get in it, and so I don't smash the lens off of everything. This is a bit of a bulky camera, so I mean that's about all I can really go over, except for just simply putting on the microphone, show you what that looks like. That's about it for this camera, and I'll go and I'll edit in right after this. The use of this camera should come on, so you make sure it's all ready. You just simply go and take the cable, go over to here where it has the microphone jack on it. I'm just going to plug it in. Simple as that. It's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. So I'll just go and turn that on, and should be pretty much ready, I guess, to go. So I'll go and test it. So end of the iPhone recording review for this, and onto the video quality test. So this is a microphone audio test for the Canon Rebel T4i, and it's also a video test. This right here is at 1080p 30 FPS on the camera. This right here is just using the stock kit IS or 18 to 55mm IS STM lens from Canon themselves. I have a Tiffin UV filter on it, and the microphone that it's actually recording with is a Takstar SGC-598. This right here was a $30 microphone from Amazon. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's supposed to be able to rival some of the more expensive Rode microphones in that, and be way cheaper and sound just good. Maybe just a few little things. Maybe you'll hear a little bit more background noise and such like that. Like you could probably hear that train that was in the background. Hopefully the face tracking is working fine and it's able to focus itself pretty quickly and smoothly. I tried to make sure the light was good, for the most part at least, as much as I can. I think I'm a little drowned out maybe, but not too bad. So I mean, the microphone, from what I've been testing, has sounded pretty good. The video quality is pretty good too. The focusing, it's not always super duper fast. Let me see. Won't focus. So I mean, like, it's not super fast when it goes and focuses in that. It sometimes takes it a minute or two to do it. You kind of have to move around a little bit, make the camera think yes, you're moving. So I guess I'll end the video test / audio quality test for the Canon Rebel T4i. I paid roughly around $450 overall for this camera. I paid $325 for the body for the camera. I paid $30 for the microphone, and then I paid like $80 for the lens. So roughly around $425 to $450. The thing is, this is all used, but the camera and the lens were both pretty much brand new. The microphone was new. The camera hasn't even been used much, if any. I mean, just looking at it, it's just got a little bit of dust on it. That's about it. I don't see any scratches, nothing. The lens is in great condition. It doesn't have any scratches or anything, so it's pretty much like a brand new lens. And I have that UV filter on it, so it should be fine. So I guess I'll just leave that there for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. And I guess I'll see you guys at some other point when I go and upload some more videos. And I will be starting photography stuff and probably doing some different stuff for this camera and whatnot, tutorials and all that. So stay tuned for more, and see you guys later.